Hi, and welcome to our staff training session on the key elements of best practice. We're up to part 6 now, which is promoting self-understanding, self-worth, resiliency, and a sense of belonging. So, anyone have any idea what self-understanding is? Well, it's a person's awareness and ability to understand their own actions. And their ability to resolve their emotional problems that they're having. So being able to understand that your actions have consequences, and how to work through your emotional issues, rather than blaming somebody else or expecting somebody else to fix them for you. So why is self-understanding so important? Well, it's one of the key elements to becoming an adult that is capable of functioning in society. It's so important because it involves empathy, which gives us the ability to see when we're wrong or have made a mistake, and allows us to see things from the perspective of others, and to be empathetic to their feelings in or situations. So instead of it being about me, it's a little bit about understanding how it can affect somebody else, or how somebody else can feel a certain way in a situation. There's also admission, which is people who are aware people who are self-aware will be able to apologise and admit if they're wrong. Those who aren't self-aware can find it really difficult to admit they've made a mistake. And they tend to think that they're always right, and if something doesn't go as it's supposed to, then it's automatically somebody else's fault. But self-understanding is so important at moving through any problems in life, I guess. There's another aspect of it called man in the mirror, which is when people have self-understanding, they can acknowledge that they have flaws, which allows them to make changes to themselves, which will help improve them. People who are self-aware are also more tolerant than others and are more accepting of other people's faults, because when we can admit our own, it's easier to admit others, easy to accept others as well. Humility is another aspect. By understanding that we're not perfect, we can allow others to not be perfect, because we're a little more grounded, and we don't think we're better than everybody else. By knowing that, we can always try to be better, and it allows us to be thankful for what good does come to us. Likability is another one that comes with it. The ability to see things from other people's perspective makes people more able to like you, and being able to accept other people's input in things makes you just a more likable person. Okay, the next element is self-worth. What is self-worth? Well, it's one's sense of your own value or worth as a person. So how you think of yourself, it is how you understand your qualities, strengths and attributes, and is how you value yourself. Self-worth is important because it can affect your thinking, either positive or negatively. If you don't have any self-worth, you are not going to be a confident person. This is why we promote this in our clients, to make them feel better about themselves, is giving them confidence and giving the ability to see that they can do something, they can be something. If you can't value yourself, you also struggle to value others, which can make things quite difficult. Self-worth can be the difference between success and failure. If we can't value ourselves, we're not going to work towards anything. Self-worth always gives you the right, allows you to have the right attitude. Self-worth is in direct relation into how you address things and how you attack problems and how you, to work through things. It also can affect your happiness. If you feel that you're not worthy of being happy, then you're less likely to be happy. It also gives you self-esteem, and that helps you succeed. Another one we have is resiliency. Or what is resiliency? Well, resiliency is a person's ability to overcome a challenge, any kind of challenge, and bounce back stronger and wiser, and learn from that situation rather than become a victim and allow it to destroy them. These challenges can be trauma or tragedy, personal crisis, or just general life issues. But we want we're promoting our clients' resiliency because that can be the key to them coming back from whatever their issue is. If they can't fight and they can't overcome whatever's happened to them and make it part of them, but in a good way, then when the next issue comes along, they get buried further under. So by promoting this, we are giving them what they need, I guess, to push on and face the next problem head on instead of hiding from it. So resilience is so important, because if we're not able to grow on and learn from the things that happen to us, it makes life impossible. The ability to see the hardships as obstacles to overcome rather than something to defeat us. Setting goals also is a big one, that will help you solve the problems that are being experienced, rather than just going, oh, it's all too much, I'm not even able to trying. Goals, individual goals, even if they're only a small portion of the problem. Each goal that you accomplish is going to build to resolving the end issue. And if we can instill this in our clients and make our clients see this, they're more likely to use these skills to solve the next problem that's going to come. Resilience is also being able to understand your own strengths and weaknesses, learn from your mistakes, and also to have realistic expectations. You're not going to get that CEO job on your first attempt. You have to build your knowledge and you have to work for it. Even a CEO doesn't start as a CEO. They worked hard. They may have started off as a manager. You may not always get that opportunity, but if you work at that really hard and you're willing to develop your skills, you can become the CEO, but don't expect that first job you walk in off the street to be that CEO job. And that's about realistic expectations. And also another one we try to instill in our clients is a sense of belonging. This is really important. It is about feeling a part of something. This can be connecting and accepting your family, community, in your school. If we feel like we're not part of something, we can become disconnected, and being disconnected is a terrible feeling. I'm sure at some point everyone's felt disconnected, but how you try to resolve this is part of how we go from here. It is important because it's part of a healthy human development, and also sense of belonging can help combat depression and anxiety and all these issues that people can experience. it's not always as easy as saying just become part of a group. I know, and we all know this, but by giving them ways to become part of something, maybe something that they were a part of and have lost touch with, or something that they're interested in, or something new that they want to do. We just have to make them know that this is important. Yeah. Okay, so putting all these things into motion. Now we all understand these elements and why they're important. We can understand why we need to engage young people in activities that promote them. We can help these young people develop self-awareness by engaging them to understand these qualities and why they're important and how they can help. And how with help and perseverance, whether they can develop them and use them as building blocks to become a successful adult. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a nice day and that my presentation helped. Thank you. Bye.